On the morning of March 25, 2024, federal law enforcement descended on two properties located in Los Angeles and Miami. Agents from Homeland Security executed coordinated, heavily armed searches of the estates. The warrants were issued as part of a sprawling, multi-state sex trafficking investigation. The sheer scale of the operation caught the public completely off guard. Armored personnel carriers and agents in tactical gear swept through the pristine properties of a man long considered hip-hop royalty. Sean Combs had spent 3 decades building an image of absolute invulnerability. Now he was the primary target of a federal takedown. His career began miles away from tactical raids. In the early 1990s, Combs was an ambitious intern turned executive at Uptown Records in New York, hungry to shape the sound of a generation. By 1993, he established his own label, Bad Boy Records. He quickly secured his place in music history by breaking legendary artists, most notably the Notorious B.I.G., and commercializing hip-hop for a massive global audience. The music was only the foundation. Combs expanded into a sprawling corporate empire, launching the highly successful Sean John fashion line in 1998 to dominate streetwear and high fashion alike. Lucrative brand deals followed, including a massive partnership with Ciroc Vodka. His net worth eclipsed $1 billion, and the industry rewarded him with honors like the Lifetime Achievement Trophy at the 2022 BET Awards. The public saw a polished, unstoppable mogul. Yet behind the VIP ropes, a controlling and abusive reality operated quietly, shielded by wealth and willfully ignored by the people around him. The signs of chaos were visible from the very beginning. In December 1991, a 22-year-old Combs co-promoted a charity basketball game at the City College of New York. Thousands of fans rushed a venue built for a fraction of that size. 9 people died in the resulting stampede. A subsequent mayoral report placed part of the blame directly on Combs for hiring inadequate, inexperienced security. 8 years later, Combs and his then-girlfriend Jennifer Lopez fled the scene of a shooting at a Manhattan nightclub. Combs was arrested on gun possession charges and later accused of offering his driver $50,000 to claim ownership of the weapon. Physical altercations with executives and rival musicians repeatedly dragged him into the court system, at one point resulting in a mandated anger management course. In almost every instance, his immense influence and financial resources insulated him from lasting legal consequences. The violence surrounding him simply became an open secret in the entertainment industry. That decades-long insulation completely failed on November 16, 2023. Cassie Ventura, a singer and Combs' former long-term girlfriend, filed a bombshell civil lawsuit in federal court. The complaint detailed severe, graphic allegations. Ventura described years of physical abuse, rape, and being forced to participate in recorded, drug-fueled sexual events that Combs referred to as freak-offs. Within 24 hours, Combs settled the lawsuit for an undisclosed amount. He denied the claims, but the rapid payout failed to silence the story. This line graph tracks the volume of civil lawsuits filed against Combs over his career. From 1993 to 2023, the data shows only a flat line of isolated, occasional claims. The Ventura settlement triggered a massive cascade. In 2024, the line violently spikes as over 100 individual accusers came forward with new lawsuits, detailing allegations of sexual assault and exploitation stretching back to 1991. Any remaining public doubt evaporated in May 2024, when leaked hotel surveillance footage from 2016 surfaced. The video explicitly showed Combs kicking, dragging, and violently assaulting Ventura in a hallway. With a mountain of civil litigation and irrefutable digital evidence suddenly in full view, the federal government stepped in to dismantle the operation. Which brings us back to those March raids. Homeland Security agents systematically tore through the mansions looking for proof of a criminal enterprise. On September 16, 2024, agents arrested Combs at a New York City hotel. The next morning, the Southern District of New York unsealed a devastating federal indictment. The document cataloged exactly what authorities found inside the estates: defaced AR-15 rifles, illicit narcotics, and more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant, allegedly used to facilitate the freak-offs. This infographic outlines the government's approach. Prosecutors hit Combs with 3 massive felony charges: racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, and transportation for prostitution under the Mann Act. The message was clear. The Department of Justice was treating the billionaire's music and business empire exactly like a violent mob syndicate, threatening him with life in prison. The high-stakes federal trial began in May 2025 at the Manhattan Federal Courthouse. The defense presented a highly controversial narrative. They openly admitted that Combs participated in a non-traditional swinger lifestyle with his partners, but fiercely denied that his business staff functioned as a criminal enterprise. The strategy yielded a shocking partial victory. The jury acquitted Combs of the most severe racketeering and sex trafficking charges, but the defense could not beat the evidence of coercion across state lines. The jury convicted Combs on 2 counts of transportation for prostitution. He successfully dodged a life sentence, but the convictions under the century-old Mann Act guaranteed the once untouchable mogul would finally see the inside of a federal prison. During the sentencing phase, Combs submitted a letter to the judge asking for leniency and a chance to return to his family. His victims countered with their own letters, pleading for the maximum penalty to protect them from his retribution. Emphasizing the absolute need for deterrence and accountability, the judge sentenced Sean Combs to 50 months in federal custody. Stripped of his billion-dollar luxuries and VIP status, Combs was confined to the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn to serve out his term. Sean Combs is behind bars, but with over 100 civil suits still pending, the question remains: is his incarceration the final chapter of a fallen empire, or simply the first domino to fall in an industry that enabled him for over 30 years?